Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Darrow here with another Options and Play video update. Um, going through going through some of our open trades, I was kind of noticing that some of the recent movers or recent winners have really started to form higher consolidations, and it wasn't just like one or two; it was like multiple, like three, four, five, six different names, and what's kind of interesting about the consolidations is that for the most part, they were all names that we were in. Then the stocks moved, and they've formed higher consolidations after the trade was already opened and money has already been removed from the trade, right? So it was like the consolidation occurred after the trade was already initiated, right? So it was like thing moved, and it consolidated, and then now we're kind of like approaching them through that consolidation period, right? And one of the things that I feel like is like very important when it comes to options is not getting stuck in stocks that enter really long consolidations, right? And I mean, sometimes you only know that in hindsight, but I mean, I feel like there can be clues, right? So Triple D, right? Great move higher, just beautiful breakout. Took out the high, the previous high, started to run, right? Got through 10. Then what happened was you got like a pullback, it started to tighten up, a little bit of a quick consolidation. And then one of the great things and what I like to see is when it starts to put in a new high. So when it broke the high, it put in a new high and appears to be holding, right? So that means that the momentum is remaining strong, right? It was a short consolidation. It put in a new high, and at least as of right now, it appears to be holding a higher high, right? So like that's a good sign. If you're sitting in options, that means momentum still appears to be intact. It went through like a brief pause, a brief consolidation, worked off the overbought conditions, allowed the support to catch up, and now it's working on another leg higher, right? So like that's a good consolidation because it helps support the next leg up, right? Pinterest is one that is starting to concern me a little bit because this is slightly different. It got through the high, right? So it got through the previous high, went into consolidation, and what's happened now for the last like 2+ weeks is that it's multiple times tried to put in a new high and failed, and it's really lacking that follow through, right? So what started as a few day consolidation has now turned into almost a few week consolidation. Multiple times it's tried to put in a new high and failed, and now momentum is starting to deteriorate, right? And this is what starts to concern me when you're sitting in options, when you see multiple breakout attempts start to fail and the stock just kind of remaining range bound, right? Because that's when you start to see the implied volatility start to contract, right? You might see like that time value start working against you. And these are the types of consolidations where I feel like you really need to be mindful, because you don't want to continue to sit in something if it's not going to move, right? Because that'll really going to start to eat away at your option premium. In terms of pins, it is still within a trend, right? And you have rising support. So I feel like there's enough here saying to stick with it, but at the same time, keep a close eye on it, right? If it loses the 20-day, you got to be nervous. Or if it really starts to just kind of hit the pause button and just chop around for another week, maybe another like 7 sessions, then I start to get nervous. And if you want to stick with it, you could roll it out, buy more time, right? That would start to alleviate some of those concerns. Or you could just exit the trade, wait for a new setup, or wait for it to possibly cross through the top of resistance, and then you can get back in for like another momentum move higher. All right. So long story short is I was just going through a bunch of our different trades. I noticed that a lot were actually going through like these new higher consolidation periods, and just wanted to point out that not all consolidations are created equal. Some are better than others. Some of the things I look for are like new quicker highs that stick. I don't want to see repeated failures to break out and hold a higher level. And while again, not necessarily a reason to get out of the trade, it definitely makes me a little bit more cautious, and it makes me keep a closer eye on those ones that really start to show repeated failures and more choppy back and forth action. All right. So if you like this video and you're looking for more information on options swing trading or more information on managing options, please follow up with the link in the description of the video for more information on options to play. Hope you have a wonderful night. Stay well, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.